What's up everyone, this is Cyberknight 8610, and today I thought it'd be fun to do a Shining Sarcophagus deck profile for you guys. Of course, updated using, of course, Alliance Insight, because we got the new Dark Magician Girl, as you can see right there. Yeah, she's a really good card for the deck, more than just, bringing back a waifu for us, actually a great searcher for the deck, and adds a lot of consistency that Shining Sarcophagus really needs, because if you hadn't heard about this deck before, basically it is redoing Yugi's deck, not Yami, not a Yugi's deck, and actually making it have like its own theme and everything, and bringing these cards together. We've slowly seen new support of like Yugi's monsters getting turned into these Shining Sarcophagus cards, and I hope we're going to see more of them in the future too. So anyway, let's go on ahead and go through them, and we'll talk about them as we go. But real quick too, before we get to that, check out Cardboard Fiend. They are awesome. They have some amazing sleeves and binders and stuff. They are on Amazon and stuff too, so if you want to check them out for yourself, of course, links will be down in the description. And yeah, really easy to order, and you get a lot of great sleeves, and they have a variety of different colors too, so be sure to check them out. Anyway, let's get going. Alright, so to start us off, you gotta have 3 of the brand new Dark Magician Girl, the Magician's Apprentice. Yeah, we have our waifu back and everything. It's a great card. It really is actually for the deck. Easy to bring out. I mainly like that she's another searcher for Shining Sarcophagus, because basically with this deck, you have a few different searchers, but if you don't draw into them, you're kind of just out of luck, is kind of how it works. I'm sure people have dueled against this on Master Duel, because you have basically everything. You don't have the Dark Magician Girls just yet on Master Duel. Maybe sooner than later, I hope. But you've probably seen a lot too. If they don't have their gadget, especially at the beginning, it's kind of game over. Well, this kind of helps with that too. I also like too, where the more of the Shining Sarcophagus monsters you have in the graveyard, she becomes stronger. It's not just Dark Magician. So really good on that too. She can actually become fairly powerful by late game of the duel. But mainly, I just love how it's just another way to get my Shining Sarcophagus and start playing my combo, because more ways to do that, the better. Then we also, of course, have 2 of our Dark Magician, the Magician of Black Magic. He is our themed Dark Magician that still counts as a Dark Magician, of course, too. So it's the same with Dark Magician Girl. She does count as a Dark Magician Girl. So you do have access to a lot of stuff because of both of those, too. Anyway, he is just ridiculously easy to bring out. You have the Shining Sarcophagus on your side of the field. You just bring him out. I love, too, how if there's something that happens to him, you basically get to search for the fusion spell, which we'll get to that. It has to be a Dark Magician card, essentially, but we go for the fusion. And that gives you access to things like Dragoon and stuff really easily, so which helps the deck a lot. And mainly, too, he's just like he should be. He's Yugi's right-hand man, not even just a Tim's. He is Yugi's monster as well. So it's nice to see him get his own. And honestly, too, I think I like this design of Dark Magician the best. Let me know down in those comments what you guys think. Also running one of Archfiend's Advent. That is Summon Skull redone. Another one that's very useful. You don't have to tribute if you have Shining Sarcophagus. That's nice. And you can even take control of one of your opponent's monsters as well, which I like that ability. I mean, really, anytime you can do that with any deck, that's a good thing, especially in a deck like this where I feel like we don't have as many super powerful monsters. It is kind of nice to take someone else's boss monster or something too. So I like having that, or if there's just an annoying monster that's getting in your way or something, being able to just take it away is nice. And again, an easy to bring out monster that's 2,500 attack is pretty nice. I mean, I still don't fully understand why, just like in the memes, Yugi didn't use Summon Skull more than Dark Magician. One less tribute, Yugi. Come on. Then we also have 2 of Gandora. Gandora is an awesome dragon. It's our other dragon too that can help us, with bringing out Dragoon, because you need a dragon and Dark Magician. There you go. Gandora is also another pretty big boss monster for Yugi. I always considered it more of Yugi's boss monster, honestly, the Dark Magician, since, Dark Magician is more for a Tim or Yami or the Pharaoh or whichever name you want to go with on that, okay? Either way, Gandora is still a good boss monster for the deck, being able to just like banish everything and become something that can just get on the field and get rid of all problems out there too. And I feel like he's our, alright, all this stuff didn't work, last resort kind of thing. So that's what he feels like with me, and I really like the card too. I mean, Gandora is one of the cooler looking dragons, I'll say. Also, got a playset. We have 3 of Gadget Trio. This is our key card, really, for the deck. It still really is. I mean, Dark Magician Girl helps out a lot. It's still one of our key cards, because you summon this, basically, for your combo. You get Shining Sarcophagus from it. Use Shining Sarcophagus effect to then search for another card that you might need. I usually go for, here, I'll show you guys, Ties That Bind, which then when you already have the Gadget Trio on the field, play this, then you get 2 monsters. So then normally I go for Silent Magician 0 as one of them. And then a lot of times too, I like to go for more Marshmallow because it can protect them. You put it in the fence, they have to attack it, so you have something protected. You have Silent Magician getting stronger, which is nice. And yeah, that's just kind of your main combo to get everything going, which helps out tremendously. Speaking of, yeah, I am running one more Marshmallow. This is one that I just prefer to have. Some people don't really care to have it, but again, I like it because it's just an annoying card that can come in handy. All else fails or whatever, you want something set up, your opponent might not have a way to get rid of this. So it can really be annoying for them, and yeah, that's a good thing for you. Also, one of Silent Swordsman 0, if I feel like I can deal with it, I will usually bring him out instead of more Marshmallow, and then I'll have both of the Silents on my side of the field. One they can get rid of, that can help protect like against effects, and then a Magician helps against spells. So having access to both is great, because here, let's just move on to it. I am running, of course, 3 of Magician. Magician's probably the best card of the whole deck. I mean, honestly, she's also another boss monster. Kind of, because if you've seen people play this deck, she can become like a 4,000 attack monster, basically. She just gains 500 attack like each turn. Each time your opponent is drawing, she gets more attack. I believe when she negates spells, even she gains a little bit more attack. She just gets stronger and stronger, which is ridiculous. So honestly, she becomes very powerful towards the end of the duels especially, or even pretty close right out of the gate. Also, running 3 of Ash Blossom because it's Yugioh, you know how this goes, and 2 Effect Veiler. I miss Dimension Shifter, and a lot of people don't. And, well, when Dimension Shifter is used against me, I don't miss it either. So, it's kind of a double-edged sword, but yeah, we don't have Dimension Shifter anymore. So, unfortunate for us, but I gotta say, I really don't miss that card, honestly, either. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, man, I hated it when it was used against me. Now moving on to spell cards, you gotta have 3 of Shining Sarcophagus. That is your key card, makes it so the effects activate. You don't have this in the field, you're done. It's kind of that simple, really. That's the big weakness of the deck, is you gotta have this. The cards can help protect it and stuff, but it's still your main card, so you gotta get that like as quickly as possible. Also, 3 of Future Silence. It's your Searcher. It's another Searcher for us. You can also get a power boost for Silent Magician, but essentially, it's a Searcher, which is pretty nice, actually. I like that. Also, let me see here. I am running 1 of Ties That Bind. I used to have 2, but it really does become a dead card later in the duel. So really, 1 hasn't had any trouble with me. So I normally use it for that starting combo, and then afterwards, I really don't find myself ever using it again. So feels like more than 1 is too much, really. So yeah. Also, I'm running 1 of Turn Silence. I like how this one could just end the battle phase and also power up my Silence monsters. I mean, it's really good on that. It's not as good as, of course, Future Silence, because that searching effect is nice. But in a lot of cases, you just want to end the battle phase because things aren't going your way. You have a way to do that, which can save your butt in a lot of ways. But also that power up by 3 levels for Silent Magician or Swordsman is pretty awesome too. I do like powering them up because they become super strong. Also, I still think this is the strongest card in Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm just going to say that right now. I am running 3 of Super Poly. Yeah, I honestly think Super Poly is the strongest card in Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, you could disagree with me, whatever, on that, but there's so many of those boards that people make that are supposedly unbreakable that can be broken with Super Poly. So I feel like it is still like one of the best cards out there in the game. Kind of surprised me we can use 3 of them, to be honest, but I'm also not complaining. And yeah, I mean, this card can just save your butt so many times too that I really like using Super Poly in a lot of different decks. Any deck that especially can have the room for it, I feel like Super Poly is just a great choice. And especially with this deck too, there are other people that are running Dark Magician. There are other people that are using Dragons, obviously. So we can use their stuff for Dragoon as well. So it's really good for both things. Also, 1 Triple Tactics, because that's at 1. 1 Crossout Designator, again, also at 1 now, and Called by the Grave. So just your usual stuff. We have the Secret to Dark Magic. That's our fusion spell as well that we have. So it's good. It can be searched with the Dark Magician. So that's nice. And yeah, essentially our themed polymerization. So good on all that. Then afterwards, we're moving on to our trap cards. I'm using there can only be one because we have so many different types of monsters in this deck. That's one of the strengths of this deck. That, yeah, you can get away with using this card. It really won't bother you, but could really damage your opponent. And then also 3 Imperm because Imperm. It's like with Ash Blossom. You just gotta. Now for the extra deck. I am running one of Red Eye's Dark Dragoon. You really only need one. I mean, if you have the room, you could throw another one in, and we do technically have the room, but I've never really found myself needing more than one. So there's probably some argument, but yeah, you could go with 2 if you feel, more comfortable. Also, Mud Dragon, because anything with Super Poly, Mud Dragon's great. Same with Gorora. I'm also running Majestus Chorzoro, I think is how you pronounce that one. I never say that one correctly. But again, another one that's good when you're using Super Poly. And then, of course, 2 Predaplants as well. So, kind of your normal contenders when you're using Super Polys. Also, one of Zeus and one of Typhon, just because they're really easy to bring out and useful, because we do have a couple of Xyz. Because, also, number 41, Baguska, the most annoying XC probably, and him, deciding to wake up and become Zeus is kind of cool. And then after that, we have our Link monsters. So we're using Underworld Goddess, which is still one of the better ones, using one of your opponent's monsters. Very nice. Access Code Talker, let's see, Nightmare Unicorn, Nightmare Phoenix. These are all kind of self-explanatory, I feel like. I'm also running Lina and Dark because we can actually use both of these fairly easily. We have a lot of light, we have a lot of dark. So, yeah, they're both good charmers anyway. And then also one of Moon of the Closed Heaven because I'm using the Goddess of the Underworld. Well, that's her mini version that can help you do even more and bring her out. So, why not? We have the room. I feel like it's worth having to, again, really use your opponent's monsters to your advantage. So yeah, that's the deck profile. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Really, this deck's pretty straightforward. Like I said, the main combo was just basically, bring out Gadget Trio, Shining Sarcophagus. You could go with Future Silence after that, then even Ties the Bind, or just get that a little sooner. Bring out, like I said, Silent Magician and more Marshmallow. In most cases, could be even Silent Swordsman instead of Marshmallow. And that is pretty much our setup for that. So it helps you get everything. Or if you have Gold Sarcophagus and you don't get the Green Gadget, or the Gadget Trio, I should say, excuse me, because it's all 3, reverse it. Then bring out Silent Sarcophagus, search for Gadget Trio, summon Gadget Trio, then go for Ties That Bind. There you go. It's the same idea. It's a really simple combo, one that I feel like most people probably know, so I'm probably wasting my breath, but if you didn't know, there you go. Easy to use, a lot of fun, and something I would recommend, too, for someone out there that has some nostalgia for Yu-Gi-Oh! This might be a really fun deck for you. I mean, right now, we actually have Shining Sarcophagus that are doing fairly good. We have an Exodia deck now, Grandpa's Exodia deck, that's actually pretty decent, and Blue Eyes out there in main Yu-Gi-Oh! In the meta, so there's a lot of nostalgia, too, if you're looking for that. Let me know what you guys think, of course, down in those comments below about this deck and all that, too. Let me know if you want to see more deck profiles in the future, and of course I will. Catch you guys later. See ya.